Welcome back, my gardening friends, to the Polytunnel rebuild. This is a 6 metre by 3 metre polytunnel frame. We've increased the height. The playlist will be in a card above and also on the end screen if you want to see this from the start. So over the years I do collect bits and bobs. These will now come in handy as we start to fit the door. Some brackets there. My son moved house and we had to break down some of the furniture and things that were no longer fit for purpose to go to the tip, so I took the time and took some of these bits off. Now these hinges will be ideal for the staging. Hopefully they'll be strong enough, but they'll do for now. These old hinges might look old and worn, but they're still in good working order. So it's always best keep collecting materials like the timbers from the bedstead. So that was like a single bed. I've used some timber from a double bed, and these are some of the timbers we've been using around the windows and some other bits. They're all similar size. This timber here came out of a washing machine, the actual around the polystyrene, just to give it a little bit of strength. I'm going to be able to use those today. And there's the double bed, and there's the single bed ones, and I don't throw any wood away until my projects are finished, and at the end we can always keep warm by the rocket stove if we get time. So this build is more on a budget. Yes, I've had to buy stuff, but it's just encouraging people to collect and save materials for any future projects you have. So this is the doorway into the polytunnel. When we built it, we left it wide enough. It was just wide enough to get those polycarbonate sheets in, and then a little bit of plastic round the corner to fash them on. I've had to just bring it across a touch because I've already built the door. We've got the EnviroMesh just on the inside, and then about 20mm gap for the polycarbonate on the outside. Now if I take these out, I can actually pop the polycarbonate out, put all that away, and then we'd have EnviroMesh all the way up there. So this little gap we filled with some offcuts of EnviroMesh. It wasn't quite long enough, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a piece of wood in there, and then the other narrow length I've got, I can go to the floor, and then it won't look a mess. Some silly fool put these water barrels here and filled them up, so I can't pull this off, so I've had to undo the screw, and I've just had to prise them open to pop the EnviroMesh down. But this has worked really well. I'm leaving that in. I can step over. I don't need the wheelbarrow. I can carry everything in small amounts. And let's go and have a look at the door. So it's just a very quick, simple build. I'll use the polycarbonate as the pattern. We lay out the timbers. We've got 2 screws in there holding that in that direction. We built the outside frame first. That is the length of the doorway, so we've got a little bit of EnviroMesh at the top. Again, we've dropped a few screws in to hold all the timbers in place. And then I flipped it over, and there's the joint there. So I've dragged that piece of wood across to secure that, so that can't come out because it's all secure now. These are the double bed slats we've used on here, so we've just took them flush there, across there. That gives us the overlap, that stops the polycarbonate coming out that way. So we've just done that all the way around. We've stapled the EnviroMesh on and then completed the wooden bits on top, trying to overlap these where we can to hold everything together. We don't have to worry about putting corner pieces in to stop it moving because the polycarbonate is the strength. The door can't move because the polycarbonate is tightly fixed into that little frame there. And to secure the polycarbonate in place, I've just put a few screws all the way around. That'll make it easy for me to take out and keep the weight of the door to a minimum. So let's see if it fits. It should do. The wood is wet, so when it shrinks, hopefully it will become a little bit looser in the summer. So I've now offered the door up and it fits. But when you do that, I've put 1.5 toilet rolls under there to lift it up. There's a reasonable gap. A gap's quite close at the top. Maybe I've left it too tight, but remember the wood is wet and it will shrink. So I'm going to take a chance. I can always run the planer over the top or bottom, and of course when we put the hinges on, we might not get it right and it might still jam up. So I think I'll put 4 hinges on there, those small ones, or 2 of the bigger ones. I'll have a look. I think 2 of the bigger ones or 3 may be suffice. So I'll do that and we'll see how we go. So the door's on. I didn't anticipate the room needed for the hinges, so take that one on board. And I didn't anticipate have a gap at the top and a wee gap at the bottom, and titers in the middle because it's bowed out. But it's tight, but not too tight. If it shrinks, it doesn't. If not, we'll take it down and run the planer down here just to take a smidgen off. But remember, take some off and it shrinks, it leaves you too much of a gap. And I've reused that bolt there. It's not to keep people out, just to keep the door shut. I don't lock anything on my allotments. People want to have a wander around, they can, but what we don't want is the damage that goes with it. So I'm going to finish this off here and finish the strip off. Bit of pause and record for you. Just pull it across now. If I put some more down here, where you've got the staple, if you just pull it across, and hope the stapler works. Just take out a few of those creases before we put the wood on. I'll get that trimmed up and finished. So I'll use those bits of wood we got out of the washing machine. I've got an old piece of wood here to pop behind there just to secure that. Ah, lovely job. Pleased with that, how it's all gone. Wasn't sure how I was going to do this. I wasn't even sure when I started this yesterday, the day before this was filmed. You just try things. Do you leave a gap at the top and the bottom because your polycarbonate isn't long enough? But I think having that air circulation there and all underneath the floor is ideal. I don't need the door to have a stop at the other side because the actual bracket will stop. It won't stop it from going inside. I've just got to figure a way of holding it back when it's open. There we go, job done. I'm not sure whether this is blurry or just my eyes, but I do apologise guys. I'm hoping to get a new tablet very soon, but I hope you can get the gist of this even if it is a little bit blurry. And I did notice that there was a bit of condensation that end, but I think it's definitely in the middle because there's none on the outside either. But these panels, so you can see there, I'm not too worried about that. It's fit for purpose, that's the main thing. When I do double skin this, that will stop all the condensation forming because air can't condensate or moisture on a warm surface. It needs a cold surface, so it would condensate around there, but we're getting there slowly. I'll concentrate on a few more jobs around the allotment, and then we'll have a crack at doing the staging. Happy gardening to you all. Don't forget, thumbs up, thumbs down. Please leave me a comment, and don't forget to watch the end screen for the playlist on the complete Polytunnel build from scratch. Till next time, my friends, ta-ra for now.